see if we can remember.
All right, here's our friend Mr. Hermit Crab. And, as we just read about, Hermit Crab has to change his house lots of times because what happens to his body? He gets bigger. So, the Hermit Crab builds lots of different homes, finding bigger shells to start out with every time he outgrows his other shell. So, our story starts in January, where Mr. Hermit crawls out of his shell because it's too snug. It doesn't fit him anymore. So, he crawls out of his shell, but he begins to worry. How will he keep himself protected? What do you think, friends? Does this shell help protect the hermit crab and survive in the habitat of the ocean? Sure does. Along came February, and Mr. Hermit Crab needed to find a new shell. But Mr. Hermit Crab didn't like this shell because it was rather plain. What does the word plain mean? That's right. There isn't much happening. It's plain. So right now his seashell doesn't have anything on it, and it's just white. So, Mr. Hermit Crab was out searching for different things that might help create his home. What does he meet first? Do you remember? This is an animal that sways back and forth in the water. A sea anemone, that's right. So, he asks the sea anemones if maybe one of them would join him on his home and help decorate his shell. So, one of them did, and he carried on. Well, who did Mr. Hermit Crab meet next? In April, he came across a whole group of sea stars. That's right. Yeah, the sea stars were moving slowly along the sea floor. So he asked if one of them would join him on his shell too. And so one of them did, and he carried on. Then it became May. Do you remember what the third creature was that Mr. Hermit Crab found? I'll give you a hint. This creature is brightly colored. It's really hard, and it doesn't move. You guessed it, it's coral! That's right! So he asked if the coral would join him on his shell to help make it more beautiful. So, of course, a piece of coral said yes, jumped onto his shell, and on he went. In June, Hermit Crab came across a whole group of, do you remember what they were? Now these are animals that crawl along the sea floor, eating algae and other debris off of rocks. And Hermit Crab noticed that they were really neat, leaving behind a really clear path after they ate things off of rocks and along the ocean floor. These were snails! That's right, snails! And of course he asked if one of the snails would join him in his house to help him keep it clean. And a snail said yes, joined his shell, and on he went. Now, it was July. What did Hermit Crab find next? This creature has long spines that look like needles and they stick out in all directions. They would be really pokey if you touched one. Do you remember what those are called? Sea urchins! That's right! So, he asked the sea urchins if maybe one of them would help protect his home. Of course, one said yes, jumped onto his shell, and on he went. Hermit Crab and all of his friends on his shell. The sea anemone, the sea star, the coral, the snail, and the sea urchin all continued on in the ocean. In August, you remember what they walked into? Something dark and covered with seaweed. That's right. They moved right through a seaweed forest, and they all started to notice that they couldn't see. And then, in September, what did they spot? Some type of fish with a light. Do you remember what it's called? A lanternfish! They spotted a lanternfish and they said, "Wow, you are bright! Would you be willing to light my home?" And one of the lanternfish said, "I would." And so, the lanternfish joined the hermit crab and his shell filled with animals. Well, friends, do you remember what he finds in October. He takes these and he builds a wall around his shell for extra protection. What were they? In October, he came across some smooth pebbles, and he asked, "You are so sturdy. Will you help protect my shell?" So there he built a wall to help protect him and the creatures all around his shell. Now, Hermit Crab thinks his house is perfect. It took him 10 months to find all of the perfect things to add to his shell. Uh-oh. What happened in November? Hermit Crab had a problem. He had outgrown his shell. It was now too small for his growing body. But he made so many friends. In December, he passed another hermit crab who was also looking for a new home. And what happened? Our friend Mr. Hermit Crab climbed out of his shell and gave it to the other hermit crab. The other hermit crab promises to take good care of his shell and all of the new friends Hermit Crab had made. And it was now Hermit Crab's job to find a new, bigger shell to build a new home for himself in. Good work remembering all of these animals.
Friends, we're going to take a break from down here and swim up to the surface and see if we can spot our friend Mrs. Eden. She is going to be on the beach, ready to do some yoga with us. Do you think we can spot her? Okay, let's swim together. Are you ready? There we go. Swim, swim, swim. Swim, swim, swim. There we go. Oh, I think I saw a shark swim faster. Ah! Oh my goodness. If we can find a dolphin or a sea turtle, climb on the back of and get a ride to the top of the ocean. Let's see if we can do it. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're almost there. Wow, friends, we made it. That was a long swim from the bottom of the ocean. Oh my goodness. Now, I see a shore. Do you see the shore? The shore is the part of the ocean where the water meets the sand. That's right. The shore is over there. Can we swim there? Let's go. Swim, 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 swim. Swim, 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 swim. Swim, 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 swim. There we go. Maybe we'll swim this way. Oh yeah. We're getting closer. Oh my gosh, we're almost to the shore where we will start to see lots of seashells and lots of sand. And maybe Mrs. Eaton will be there to join us. Do you see her? All right, friends. We are going to do our best. We're going to take one big breath. And we're going to pop out of the water and be ready to do some yoga. All right, we made it, friends. Now, let's get our best yoga pretzel so we can have Miss Eaton join us. Are you ready? Here she comes. Can you see her? Oh my gosh, this is going to be so fun. We are the luckiest that we get to join her on the beach, friends. Okay, here she comes. 1, 2, 3. Hi, Mrs. Eaton.
Good morning, yogis. Nice to be here. I am going to talk to you guys about some sea creatures. I think you've been doing some sea creature habitats. And I thought you could be in my habitat. This is one place that I like to be in the wintertime, next to a cozy fire to keep me warm when it's a little cool out. So I have some fun with some sea creatures. So the first ones, I wanted to show you my friends I have here. So I have a crab. You might find him near the ocean. I've got a lobster. You might find her near the ocean. And I've got, looks like a reindeer or a moose. Wait, you wouldn't find that in the ocean, would you? No, he'd be in a whole different habitat. I bet you guys are learning all sorts of things about that. I've got a breath for us to start with. It's called Ocean Wisdom. Ocean Wisdom helps keep you calm, even if you're fearful or anxious. If you're feeling a little mad, this will help calm you down. When you need courage to come out of your shell and explore the unknown, Ocean Wisdom will bolster your confidence. So let's put one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. Take a deep breath in. I'll do it with you. One hand on my belly, I let it rest. I bring the other hand to my chest. I find a pair of buttons. Maybe you feel two little bones right here. Beneath the shelf, I move my eyes slowly to the left and then to the right. Heart calm, mind clear, body strong, eyes bright. Breathe in and out. Maybe you can feel your breath coming in. Let's switch hands. Feel that breath coming in through your nose. And let it go out. Maybe even make an ocean sound. Nice breathing. Excellent. Now I want to do a couple of our poses that we'll get to use during our song. So one of the sea creatures in the song is a dolphin. And the dolphin pose is a little tricky, but you could also jump like a dolphin. Depending if you feel like jumping, you could stand up and jump like a dolphin in the song. Or if you want to do the dolphin pose, you put your hands down and your elbows down. Keeping your elbows down, take your toes back and lift your hips all the way up. That's the dolphin. Elbows down, toes down, maybe even look at your toes. That's the dolphin. Nice. And this is a heron. We're going to do a balancing pose for the heron. Herons sometimes stand on one foot. So stand up and get your strong foot, whichever one you like first, and put your weight on that one. And just lift your other one just to see how your balance is going. Maybe your wings come out. Maybe your wings go up, or maybe your wings tuck behind you. You pick. And you can put your foot right here. Maybe you're wanting your toes to balance right on your ankle. Maybe you're feeling a little braver and want to bring it up here. Maybe you bring it up to your thigh and your arms coming out helps you balance. Just not on your knee, so either below your knee or above your knee. And remember, if you feel like you're going to fall, you just put your foot down and try again. Remember, in yoga, we want to do both sides to make ourselves even. Excellent. We've got the boat pose. This one, remember, you go on your bottom and you lift your feet up. And if you're not feeling like you can lift your feet up, that's okay too. So put your knees up, your bottom down, and maybe your arms go alongside. Maybe you lift one foot, maybe you lift the other. See how you're feeling today. Maybe you want to keep one down. Maybe you want to keep that. Maybe you really want to challenge yourself and straighten them out. Nice. Give it a try. Then the fish pose. This one, you lay on your back, put your hands behind you and puff up your chest like a fish. Let's try it. Lying on your back. Sit up enough just to stretch your hands under your hips. And then lift up your chest. Stretch your legs out and lift up your chest. Maybe your head even looks back. Nice. Open that chest up. And then the last one is we're going to take a nap. And we're going to do the Shavasana pose at the end. Because our songs sometimes are tiring and we'll just rest in that one. You guys know the do nothing pose. Lay down, palms up to gather up all that goodness around you. Breathing in and breathing out. Here we go. A yogi went to see to see what she could see. But all that she could see
was the bow of her big white
boat. Remember your boat pose. Just like this. Take your feet out, knees up, and balance. Maybe your hands come up, maybe just one foot or both.
A yogi went
To see what she could see. But all that she could see.
was the dolphin.
The dolphin, remember? Elbows down, feet back, and lift up your hips. What kind of dolphin are you gonna be?
Big white boat.
Breathe it in.
Pranayama. It keeps you healthy.
A yogi went to see what she could see. but all that she could see.
He was a heron.
The heron
What kind
standing up. Pick which foot you want to balance on.
Oxygen talent.
Balancing.
Waiting.
Flying over the dolphin.
Your dolphin, remember?
Happy. Atlantic follows. Slippery.
What kind of dolphin are you going to be?
Near the bow of her big
Big boat.
Breathe in that
Breathe it in again.
pranayama will keep you focused for your speed.
A yogi went to see what she could see. But all that she could see.
He was a fish.
Fish laying on your back, just like this.
King salmon.
What kind of fish are you gonna be?
Swimming next to the heron.
Remember your heron, come up and balance.
Lion.
Other side.
Oxygen talent. Waiting.
Flying over the dolphin.
Dolphin. Get your dolphin.
Happy. Atlantic follows. Slippery.
Next.
Jumping near the bow of her big white
Boat.
Wow, matey. Breathe in that body
Breathe
sweet.
in that air.
Pranayama will help you become a better athlete.
Now
You go out to see.
see what you can see.
What can you see?
Please pick a pose for
Pick a
you
pose.
to be
Anything you want to be.
now to me.
You can do one we've done, or you can make up your own pose.
Hey, matey.
I like to take my dog on a walk by the ocean. I'm going to do the down dog pose.
Somewhere.
While you had time to do your pose, a nap is what the yogi
And a
chose.
nap.
She fell asleep inside
chose
her
the
bunk.
nap.
Let's do the same right
Can you
now.
do it? The corpse pose. Give it a try. Yeah, lay down. Your head comfortable. Stretch out your feet. Do a little bit of. Think about the sun on the beach, near the ocean. Rest. Take your legs out. Maybe take your arms up and take a deep breath in. And take them out beside you. Maybe wiggle your legs a little and then relax them. Maybe squeeze your arms and then relax them. Scrunch up your face like you ate a lemon and then relax your eyes, nose, ears, and mouth. Breathe. Think about the sun, the warmth coming and relaxing your whole body from your toes to your nose. Couple more breaths here, feeling the air come in and out. See if you can hear your breath. Nice. So maybe give your knees a kiss, like, thank you, knee. Thank you, knee. And maybe you're in one of your favorite habitats. Maybe you're in your room, or maybe you're in your family room. Go ahead and sit how you're comfortable. And let's do our last piece. Remember, get our fingers out, and each finger is going to kiss your thumb as we say each word. Here we go. Peace begins with me. One more time, so maybe somebody in another room could hear you. Peace begins with me. Now whisper it, so if you have a stuffed animal with you, the animal can hear it. Peace begins with me. One more whisper, because that's one of my favorites. Peace begins with me. you can do it one time with your eyes closed and not saying anything but using your fingers. Beautiful. Remember that calmness that you had when you were laying down? You can come back to that anytime you need to. Take a deep breath in. Remember your favorite habitats and think of all those sea creatures we're grateful for. The habitats that we have, maybe your bedroom, maybe your kitchen gives you a nice habitat that gives you good food, or your yard gives you comfort in nature. And namaste. Have a wonderful day.
All right, friends, did you like that? That was so fun. Now, we're jumping back to the classroom for just a quick minute. And then, friends, you and I will get to go back under the ocean to find an especially cool looking creature with a lot of special talents that lives deep down in a dark place on the ocean floor. You might know which animal I'm talking about. That's right, an octopus. Yeah, well, we'll get to that a little bit later, friends. Now,